In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه من سنة بسنة من الدين أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. This is your host Imam Jawad Ahmed, and welcome to another episode of the Rewords program. One of the first things after conversion into Islam is to get to learn certain terminologies. You may hear at the mosque, at the masjid, or with your Muslim friends and brothers and sisters, certain words that come out of their mouth in Arabic language. And that is part of the tradition and the culture and custom. And by knowing those words, it becomes easy for a new Muslim like you to use them at the appropriate time and for the appropriate reason. Because these words have a meaning. They're like a supplication, an invocation. For example, one of the most common terminologies that many readers don't understand is the word in Arabic language called Insha'Allah. Insha'Allah means that if Allah wills. Brothers and sisters, as you know, when you took your Shahada, that everything we do for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the sake of Creator. And so our belief, our aqidah, our basic belief as a Muslim is that nothing happens without the will of Allah, without the permission of Allah. That is why you will see amongst Muslims, both male and females, using this word a lot. For example, if somebody tells you, I'll see you tomorrow, Insha'Allah, they'll say that. I will get this for you tomorrow, Insha'Allah. How about we meet at this place, Insha'Allah. So every statement that a Muslim says, they add at the end, Insha'Allah, if Allah wills. That's the literal translation of this word, Insha'Allah, if Allah wills. Why we say that? It is because Allah has mentioned that in the Quran, in Surah Al-Kahf, Surah 18. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed in one of the verses that if you decide or intend for something, you should say Insha'Allah. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us that, look, invoking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our daily life, in our daily conversation and communication, it brings in us the personification that we are truly slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are truly obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the reason we as Muslims use this word, Insha'Allah, if Allah wills. Because the meaning behind this phrase is that if Allah does not will, then that would not happen. If Allah does not will for me to buy something, then I will not buy that. There will be obstacles or hurdles in the way that would stop me from buying that, because Allah doesn't will for us to that happen. And remember one thing, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah only wills for us that which is good. If something is harmful, something is dangerous, something that is not good or beneficial for us, Allah will not will that for us. So there is no such thing as a negative Insha'Allah or a negative personification of that terminology. It's always in positive. And the reason we as Muslims say that is A, like I just said, it says in the Quran, and B, to show our belief, our aqidah, that we have a firm conviction in our Creator, our Master, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that if He wills this for me, then it will definitely happen. If He does not, then it will not happen, no matter how much I try my best for that thing to happen. So the other aspect of this word in terminology is to build a connection with Allah, a heart connection with the Creator, the Master, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because when we use this word frequently in our daily lives, brothers and sisters, especially you as a new Muslim, you have just started your journey as a Muslim, and as you begin to interact with, brothers and sisters in Islam for various reasons, and as you use this, it shows your firm conviction and belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second, it shows your character and behavior, that you are someone who truly and truly loves Allah and remembers Allah daily in every conversation of your life on a daily basis. So every time you say Insha'Allah, remember it means if Allah wills. Because whatever Allah wills will happen, whatever Allah does not will not happen. And remember, Allah always will the good for us. So that is why learning this phrase and this terminology is very, very important for a new Muslim, so that we can use it frequently in our conversation, in our interactions, in our talks with people, so that people are aware that we are aware as Muslim that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our master and our provider. The other terminology and phrase that you may hear a lot when you interact with Muslims and you hang out with them is Masha'Allah. Masha'Allah means whatever Allah wills or wishes. Masha'Allah, whatever Allah wills or wishes. And that phrase is usually used to avert a evil eye or evil spell, or avert any kind of jealousy, animosity, hatred from someone or something. For example, Masha'Allah is used whenever there is a blessing, a gift, a bounty from Allah. Let's say you bought a new car, or bought a new house, you bought a new pair of shoes, you bought a new dress or something and you put on. So you should say Masha'Allah, and those who are looking at you should say Masha'Allah. Because by saying Masha'Allah, you bring the barakah, the blessing of Allah into that entity, whatever it is. Because if we don't say Masha'Allah, then the evil of the eye may cast a spell, and maybe that thing or entity may get hurt, or may get destroyed or damaged or deficient. Let's say somebody is wearing a very beautiful clothes, and you say, oh wow, that looks amazing, gorgeous, this and that, and suddenly, a car passes by and splashes mud and the whole dress got bad. Because we forgot to say Masha'Allah. So saying Masha'Allah at the right time and appropriate time and for the right reason brings the blessing of Allah, brings the protection of Allah. Literally, a person saying Masha'Allah is invoking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, beseeching Allah, and Allah protects that person. So you look at a beautiful house, you say Masha'Allah. If you're down and you start glaring and staring at it and having jealousy that I wish I had something like that, how come this person has? So therefore that house may bring a bad omen to it, a bad evil thing to it. So that is why you will see, if you go to the Muslim world, you'll see that many Muslims, they put on the top of their houses this phrase, Masha'Allah. Some of them, they even put it on top of their cars, so that if anybody sees their house or car, the first thing they see is that word, Masha'Allah, so it will come from their word, from their tongue. And this is a common culturalistic thing in Muslim countries and world, because they know that the evil eye or the evil casting of the spell from the onlooker may bring something negative upon that thing. And that is why this phrase is used extensively whenever you look at something. If somebody gets cured from their sickness and they're back up from the bed, you say, Masha'Allah, you have recovered, you're back to normal. Someone has just aced their exam, they became the top in their class. You say, Masha'Allah, you are the first in the class. So this word is used a lot. So the first terminology we use is Insha'Allah. Second one we use is Masha'Allah. The third one that is used a lot is Subhan'Allah, which means glory be to Allah. You see a rainbow in the sky, you say Subhan'Allah. You see a beautiful weather out there, you say, oh, Subhan'Allah, today there is such a beautiful weather. So the word Subhan'Allah is used continuously amongst Muslims when they look at beautiful things, or when they encounter something that brings awe and love of Allah in their heart. So they say, Subhan'Allah, glory be to Allah. Something amazing strikes them. Instead of saying, oh, wow, this and that, we say, Subhan'Allah, glory be to Allah. So, Insha'Allah, Masha'Allah, Subhan'Allah, these are supplications, and these are also terminologies that is used continuously in Muslim language, in Muslim conversations and dialogue. So next time when you hear a Muslim brother or sister using this word, you will remember what is the meaning behind it. Subhan'Allah means glory be to Allah. Masha'Allah means whatever Allah wishes and will happens, meaning the beautiful thing that has happened. Insha'Allah means that whatever Allah wills will happen. So I hope you understand these terminologies and memorize them and begin to use them in your daily life. You can even use it with your own friends and families, even if they're not Muslim, so that this will become a mode of da'wah, a mode of inviting them to Islam. When your family or friend asks you, what is that word you're saying in the middle of the sentence? And then you can use that as a way of inviting them to Islam, that this sentence is invoking God, invoking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakallah khairan for listening, and we'll be back again with another episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.